Hey everyone, Ryan from Ebike Escape. One of the things I talk a lot about on this YouTube channel, as well as on my website, is electric bike accessories. Many of you are aware that I have a list of recommended electric bike accessories. This is a list that I curate and make changes to over time of all of the most popular electric bike accessories that I personally see people purchase. But what I want to do is twice a year talk about the accessories that I personally use, and then if you're interested, you can delve deeper into any of the accessories that I talk about. Many of them I have done write-ups on, many of them I also have YouTube videos on, so if you're interested, you can view those. I will have a link in the description to all the accessories that I'm talking about today, as well as a link to my full electric bike accessories list. So with that, let's talk about the accessories that we're using for summer 2020. So first we're going to talk about helmets. The first one that I want to talk about is the 1000 chapter helmet. This is the one that I most recently received. It is their newest helmet offering after the Heritage helmet. It is MIPS and also has a handy rear light. And then we also have the Abis Pedelec 2.0. This is Abis's helmet dedicated specifically for people who ride electric bikes. So definitely another option. It also has a rear light. It is not MIPS, but also has some additional protection rated for electric bikes. So be sure to check that one out if you're interested. And then of course, the last one that I want to talk about is actually my wife's helmet. She uses the 1000 Heritage. This is the GT stripe. She really enjoys that helmet. Now I want to talk about mirrors, which is a very common accessory that I see people purchase. So Hafni a couple months ago sent me a bunch of their different offerings. So I did a video comparing all of these types of mirrors. But I actually really like what Hafni offers. The other one that you might want to consider is the Miracle mirror. And I'm just showing here, Hafni also has bar end mirrors, so tons of different options. Definitely check them out if you're looking for a mirror. It'll make your purchase decision a little bit easier. So the other accessory that we use on the handlebars are cell phone mounts, and there's a ton of different options of cell phone mounts. We really like it because we often use GPS, and we'll also play music sometimes, of course, making sure that we can still hear what's happening with traffic. This one clamps to the side of the phone, which doesn't actually work with my Pixel 3a, so something to be aware of. It is very sturdy though, and there's tons of different options that look very similar to this one. But actually the one I prefer for my phone is made by Night Eyes. It doesn't look like it would be as sturdy, but I found that it holds up just fine. It's nice, it actually attaches to the handlebar just with a rubber strap, and then as you can see, it just touches the corners on your phone as well. Okay, so let's talk about lights. On the Radwagon, you can see there we have the premium headlight. I did a separate video on that comparing it to this one from Planet Bike, so check that video out and you can make a decision on whether the premium headlight is for you. I really like this Blaze headlight from Planet Bike. It's super bright, it offers daytime visibility with flashing, and it's rechargeable, so definitely worthy of consideration. And then also we have the Rojo 100, again offers daylight visibility, so I'm a big fan of that. One accessory that I haven't reviewed yet or written about is this front rack offered by Old Man Mountain. This was actually sent to me as opposed to me reaching out to the company and asking if they would provide it for a review. It is a very sturdy front rack, and I do like that about it. My only complaint so far has been that the instructions were a little bit confusing, and in my opinion, the mounting points to the fork could be a little bit better. Of course, I really think this is going to depend on the bike you're using. Next, we have this portable pump offered by Pro Bike Tool. One of the great things is it mounts straight to the bottle cages, and on the Limited this works perfectly because it's really frustrating when you have a bottle cage mount there because it's harder to remove the battery. The reason I reached out to Pro Bike Tool about this one is because it actually has a gauge. Next, we have these really awesome pedals from Hafni. These are actually two different models that they sent me that aren't widely available yet, unfortunately, but I do find that they offer much more grip with the pedals, and this was confirmed by various family members that I asked to decide whether they felt that they were worth it. So definitely something worthy of consideration. I'll be doing a separate video on these pedals. Then we have these bags from Roswheel. I realize that they don't look as nice as the pannier bags that you often see people purchase, but at $40 they're an absolute steal. This is an item that we actually went out and purchased, and I have to say it is something that we are using far more than we thought. There's plenty of storage. That top bag actually removes and it has a strap, so you've been taking this to the farmer's market. So love that bag, great value, definitely one to consider. Speaking of bags, we also have this top tube bag from Rock Brothers. This is another one that we decided to purchase. What's really great is the accessibility since it's right in front of you. The outside is touchscreen sensitive, so it offers an alternative if you want to put your phone in there. We often use this bag to put keys or sunscreen or other random small items that we need for our bike ride. Next is this saddlebag. This is one that I actually took off my mountain bike and I've had for a number of years. On our most recent ride, I put a spare tube in here as well as a few tools. So this is another option if you're looking for additional storage space on your electric bike. Now we have my son's favorite accessory. This is the Thule Maxi child seat. We purchased this earlier this year and now my son is 9 months old and he absolutely loves this thing. One of the great things is the rear racks on the ones that are integrated, as well as the rear racks you can buy separately, are made to work with this child seat. And of course, my son has his own set of keys. The seat is also easily removable, so if you have a passenger and you want to take it off quick, it's really nice. It also locks on, so it's definitely a high quality child seat if you're looking for one. Highly recommended. And of course, we have to talk about bike locks. We are using the Ebikes Bordeaux 6000 alarm. I really like this lock. It is mounted very nicely underneath our 2018 Rad wagon. We use this lock all the time. This is the version that is slightly longer, so something to keep in mind if you're looking at purchasing this one. You might want to consider the longer one, just makes it easier to lock up your electric bike in different scenarios. And of course it has that alarm capability, so no need to have a separate alarm. As soon as someone bumps it, it will give a warning and then it will give a really high-pitched alarm. So really like that from a security perspective. And while we're down here, we also have the other pedals that Hafni sent me. They're very similar, just different colors and a slightly different shape. Really like those, having those on both e-bikes. The other lock that we've been using is this one from Hip Lock. And what's interesting about this one is it's a bike lock that's meant to be worn. So while I really like using chain locks, they are heavy and you don't really know where to put them. And this company has solved it by making it so you can wear it. This is not actually what I do often since I use this to lock my bike up at home, but I plan to do a separate video on this. Hip Lock also makes a wall anchor, and this is what I'll use to secure my electric bikes at home. Stay tuned for an upcoming video on that. And also, this is a company that opted to send me this lock so I could share my thoughts. On the back of our Ride One Up Limited, we are using the Planet Bike Versa Rack. This is the same company that makes those lights that I talked about earlier, and we are also using a rear fender offered by the company that attaches to the seat post. So those are both options if you're looking for those products. Of course, many electric bike companies have their own rear racks. And then finally, we have the Cloud9 seat, which I really like, and then of course the SR Suntour NCX suspension seat post. I most recently did a review on that. My wife calls it a game changer. Definitely something to consider if you're looking to improve the comfort on your electric bike. So I hope this video gives you a little bit better idea if you're trying to figure out what electric bike accessories you might want to purchase. One that I didn't mention is our Hollywood Racks hitch-mounted bike rack. Check that video out if you're interested. Otherwise, if you have other accessories that I haven't mentioned, please share in the comments below. One of my goals is just to help people with their electric bikes. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks again for watching.